Even famous people have trouble taking interviews seriously. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity interviews that went hilariously off the rails.
Retail store, a discount women's clothing store called Crazy Sophie's Factory Outlet.
It smells so good.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at celeb interviews that went so off track that they created comedy gold. Number 10, Madonna's wild interview, Late Show with David Letterman.
Here's where I keep my socks. Here's where I keep my panties. That's where they go.
The often rebellious Madonna stirred up laughs and controversy when she stopped by David Letterman's show in 1994. After beginning the interview by giving Letterman her panties, she dodged questions, made dirty jokes, cursed up a storm, and called Letterman out.
Isn't that an oxymoron, an untrue rumor?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Some rumors are true.
Jumbo shrimp,
Yeah, jumbo shrimp, yes. Oxymoron, I mean...
Untrue rumor.
No.
That's
Some
like
rumors are true.
Funny David Letterman.
What made this bizarre interview hilarious was the way Letterman responded to her behavior. With a series of improvised jokes and reactions, he was able to turn a wild interview into a masterclass on how to create comedy out of an awkward situation.
Yeah, we have to say goodbye now.
Why?
Because we have other guests.
Why?
Probably not anymore, but we should.
Can't this just go on and on?
It seems like it has, doesn't it?
And based on Madonna's later appearances on his show, there was no love lost between them. Number 9, Morgan Freeman dozes off, Q13 Fox News. If you're promoting a fast-paced magical heist film, you might want to avoid falling asleep in front of your interviewer. Unfortunately, Morgan Freeman couldn't stay awake during an interview for Now You See Me. As his co-star Michael Caine dropped exciting tidbits about the movie, Freeman's eyelids fell shut.
The thing about this movie is we do tricks, but I mean, these are the biggest magic tricks you've ever seen in any movie. They're gigantic.
Although Freeman tried to play off his sleepiness with a few nods, it's clear he's struggling to stay conscious. Freeman later claimed that he was testing the new Google Eyelids and was simply updating his Facebook. We imagine his status said, "Shout out to Michael Caine for letting me sleep through this interview." Number 8, Mila Kunis stays off topic, Scott Mills. When BBC Radio 1's Chris Stark kicked off his Oz the Great and Powerful interview with Mila Kunis, he had trouble hiding the nerves.
I'm petrified, but shall we...
So far you're doing a great job.
Really?
No, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, good.
Instead of being irritated with him, the actress took advantage of his inexperience. Kunis constantly encouraged Stark to go on random tangents about his mates, asked about his football team, and got invited to his friend's wedding.
My mate Dicko is, he's getting married soon.
Oh, good for him.
And he did say I could get like a +1 to his wedding.
Yeah.
And now I think about it, I'm not going to get many more chances to do
You
this.
would ask me to go with you to this wedding?
I'm just wondering.
To make sure he didn't get into trouble, she gave him a bunch of stock answers about the movie in a hilariously long-winded monologue.
Let me just give you answers that I know you're going to ask. So I play a character named Theodora.
This is...
She's the youngest out of the 3 witches. She's very naive. She's very sweet, actually.
By the end of the interview, Stark seems to have gotten more confident, while Kunis looks thoroughly entertained.
Chango the Beast.
You are awesome.
Cantona.
Like, these are your friends.
Yeah,
I love it.
they're all my boys.
All right.
I should get back to the questions.
Why? This is way more fun for me, I have to tell you.
Number 7, Robin Williams Improvises, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. It's not hard to find a funny interview between Robin Williams and Johnny Carson, but if you want to see one of his best conversations, look no further than his 1991 appearance for the drama Awakenings. Williams shot off a series of rapid-fire jokes before hearing a single question.
And the judge said all the money. And we're just shorting it to alimony for the people at home. Divorce from the old Latin word divorciarum, meaning having your genitals torn out through your wallet.
Whenever Carson managed to ask something, the comedian had a funny answer or impression ready to go. Over the course of the night, Williams took shots at political figures, celebrities, and Shakespeare.
Wandering around Stratford after a couple of beers, knocking on doors, going, is this 2B or not 2B? Right! I wrote that! That's mine! That's mine. I'm William Shakespeare, right? Kiss my tots.
When he finally gets around to talking about the movie, he manages to give us insight while leaving us in stitches.
It's a weird thing. The schizophrenics, she would ask, she would direct them, and everything was fine until the moment when they said, it's time now. We're going to have to, because someone's talking in front of you. We want you to talk but not say anything. And all of a sudden you saw them look like, and I'm crazy?
Number 6, Sudden Jack Nicholson, GMA's Oscar Party with the Stars. There's no way to prepare for a sudden Jack Nicholson appearance, so we understand why Jennifer Lawrence was thrown off by his surprise entrance during a 2013 interview. While she was talking about her Best Actress win for Silver Linings Playbook, Nicholson interrupted the conversation to congratulate her.
Oh, you got a fan here.
I would just try to face. No politics,
Jack, no?
George. What about
If you want to talk politics, we can.
Such a beautiful job.
Thank
Don't
you.
mean to crush you.
Yeah, you're being really rude.
Although Lawrence mostly played it cool with the legendary actor, she immediately lost her composure when he walked away.
Loved all your movies. Oh, really? Do I look like a new girlfriend?
I thought about it.
Before she can calm down, Nicholson sneaks up behind her one last time.
Is he still here?
I'll be waiting.
Oh my God! I need a rear view mirror.
His sudden intrusions make it impossible for Lawrence to concentrate on the interview. Her genuine reactions remind us that celebrities can get starstruck too. Number 5. Mark Wahlberg's tipsy appearance, The Graham Norton Show. After having an unknown amount of complimentary drinks, Mark Wahlberg appeared alongside Sarah Silverman and Michael Fassbender on The Graham Norton Show. Outside a few slurred words and strange anecdotes, Wahlberg was answering questions normally. But then the drinks really kicked in. Wahlberg interrupts everyone's stories, invades personal space, and makes inappropriate comments.
You and James McAvoy intertwined.
Well, through his creative driving, essentially. We pulled into
He was the driver.
Base. He was the driver. I was counterbalancing at the back.
In the back.
As I said already, if you were listening, Mark.
Every time he settles down, he finds another way to draw attention to himself. Fortunately, Norton and his guests were willing to play along and keep the show moving.
I don't know what chateau that red wine came from. But my God!
Outside a few cringy moments, Wahlberg's boozy antics made for a funny and memorable interview.
Please.
So a couple of months ago, I was at the gym, full face of makeup on, ready to do
Why
my
would you wear makeup to the gym?
Number 4. Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford crack jokes. This morning.
I don't know what to say now. I don't know. Is this an interview or is this?
All right, I'll go with you, Harrison. You're my man. You're my man today. Get out of the way.
Thank you. Do you guys need help with the cameras? Can I?
Blade Runner 2049 is a dark and grim sci-fi. Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling's promo interview for the movie on ITV's This Morning was the exact opposite. The stars can barely get through a single question without laughing. Throughout the interview, Ford cracks several jokes about himself and his co-star.
Oh, I needed that. I've warmed up.
Really said, would you be interested? I said,
how much?
Show me the money.
Not to be outdone, Gosling walks off set to help the camera crew before harmonizing with Ford.
We're working on our harmonies right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Go for it.
No. We're gonna keep working on them.
In the end, the stars and host Allison Hammond each have a drink and plenty of laughs. Although we learned virtually nothing about the movie, we now know that Gosling and Ford really enjoy each other's company.
Is there a mic I can drop?
Number 3, Jason Segel and Paul Rudd interview while hungry. Rotten Tomatoes.
Please, Gideon. Next question, Gideon.
How did you enjoy shooting in LA?
I'll tell you something, it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. I think, the weather was nice.
Jason Segel and Paul Rudd are comedic forces of nature on their own. When they interviewed together for I Love You Man, the duo formed a destructive tornado of hilarity. Before the questions even began, Rudd and Segel had already gone off on a tangent. As the interview progressed, they play multiple games of word association, make hilarious faces, and invent an imaginary British friend named Gideon.
His name is Gideon.
Yeah, he's great. He rides a unicorn.
And he visits you in your dreams.
This has gone horribly awry.
At one point, Gideon, we mean Rudd, attacks Segel with a mannequin.
No! Gideon! No!
It's hard to tell if they planned to have such a nonsensical interview, or if they were just too hungry to take it seriously.
I like it that you're really laughing, and now you can't, stop.
I'm just hungry.
Number 2, Sarah Paulson and Cate Blanchett overwhelm Hoda Kotb. Today.
When it comes around to publicizing the movie, it'll say Oscar win. I know. Ooh, it's very boo. Okay, sorry. So, we're going to edit this whole thing, right? Is this live? This is live.
It only took 2 Ocean's 8 cast members to steal an interview from Hoda Kotb. Actresses Cate Blanchett and Sarah Paulson could not stop exchanging witty banter during their Today Show appearance. They constantly made fun of each other's careers while throwing in plenty of self-deprecating humor.
What was the other movie?
It's called Carol. She was nominated for an Academy Award.
I was Carol.
She did not win. She did not win that one, okay, you guys?
I tried. I tried really hard.
It doesn't happen every time out of the gate, you know? She tried, she wears dresses,
I didn't win.
It was the whole thing, and she did not win.
Every attempt to get them back on track fails spectacularly, as Blanchett and Paulson respond to each question with extended comedy bits. It gets so wild that Hoda calls in another host to try and rein them in. But even with the help, Blanchett and Paulson managed to keep the interview wonderfully zany until the very end.
How do you feel about Sarah now that she's not here?
This is a much better relationship.
I heard her.
I mean, is she just a little... Oh.
Number 1. Tom Cruise jumps into history. The Oprah Winfrey Show.
I go, what has happened to you? What has happened to you?
Back in the more innocent days of 2005, Tom Cruise appeared on Oprah Winfrey's talk show. Although he was there to promote War of the Worlds, the interview mainly focused on his relationship with Katie Holmes. Cruise barely managed to finish a sentence without laughing or pumping his fist.
Really? Something happened to you. Something happened to you.
I'm in love.
But the interview became infamous as soon as he joyfully jumped on Oprah's couch.
Do you know Katie once told 17 magazine? Yes! The boy is gone.
Cruise's jump has been parodied to death in various movies, TV shows, and memes.
I love this woman! I love this woman!
The moment took the interview so far off the rails that we bet most people forgot that he was there for a summer blockbuster. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.